Hello everybody, Taco here, just updating you on the results of our evaporation experiment from last week. So to recap, we made 3 different saturated solutions, meaning we kept adding solute until no more would dissolve. And once we did that, of our citric acid and our table salt and our Epsom salt, we took a little sample and put it in our evaporation dish here, let all the water evaporate away, so only the solute was remaining. And I want us to look at the findings. So here's our citric acid, which we found was the most soluble. So the most of the highest level of mass could dissolve in there. And check those out. Those are got some really interesting looking kind of designs there around with our citric acid that has dissolved and then had the water evaporate back out from it. Here's our table salt. They look similar to salt crystals we've seen in past experiments, except there's more of them because we had a saturated solution. But I just love salt crystals, these like little squares and different patterns, geometric patterns going on in here. And some of them kind of like bumped up on top of each other and kind of stacked to make these big squares. And then lastly, here's our Epsom salt. Very different from the other two, I would say. We kind of, instead of getting these little squares or these little circles in the citric acid, we get kind of these long rods. It's pretty fascinating how crystals are able to form of, these different solids that, once the solvent is taken back out through evaporation, it kind of changes shape a little bit. It's still salt, it's still Epsom salt, it's still citric acid, but instead of being sort of that powder or that granule that we put into the solution, it's now kind of in this very interesting crystal form here. Epsom salts are really interesting. All right, that's it, everybody. 3 different kinds of crystals.